1 year in China already? That's just crazy. I don't even know where to begin with this vlog. This entire year has just been so unexpected. Places for different reasons. For some, it's a means of escape. They search for a fresh start. For others, it's because they've studied an area and are already so passionately invested in the culture that they want to learn more. And finally, there are those who just want an adventure. For me, it was an adventure. It was the curiosity of the unknown. It was because of this shocking idea planted in my mind that made me question, what on earth am I doing? And that random question led me to wonder, where on earth should I go? That was enough for me to pick a destination and purchase a one-way ticket. Because this was such a spur-of-the-moment decision, I had, like most people in this world, limited prior knowledge of China or even Asia for that matter. Sure, I looked up a few pictures of Shenzhen and checked out the expat Facebook pages, but that was it. I never even watched YouTube videos about it, and now that's my job to make them. I entered this new world with all the unfortunate preconditioned ideologies of what media had led me to believe. China is dirty, polluted, and overcrowded. It's too industrialized, there are skyrises everywhere, it's dangerous, and the people are unfriendly. So why would anyone want to visit? But after having spent so much time traveling the world prior to my decision to go to China, I also entered this new world knowing there had to be so much more that it had to offer besides all of the biased media negativity. And so I took a leap of faith, and I was shocked at what I discovered.
And the Chinese people, of everybody, were the most disgusted with what we were eating.
I couldn't. Come on, try a little bit. Christmas being banned in China.
Merry Christmas!
We were on the metro system at rush hour. During the week, our metro was fine. Everybody was saying hi to us, everybody was super friendly.
Since 1990, about 723 million people have gained access to running water here in East Asia, and 96% of them live in China. People are paid to put their artwork here that have such strong social and political themes to it.
Looking at this map, there are areas of Beijing that are super polluted, but there's also areas that are not.
China is overcrowded, people are living on top of each other, you can barely even walk on the streets. That's a misconception.
$25.3 billion for 24 hours, 1 day of shopping.
It's not perfect. It's an adventure. It's a learning experience.
Is China safe? You tell me. Whoa. Dude, my mouth literally just dropped.
Now, of course, my life here in China is not perfect. In fact, it's quite the opposite. It's been a series of obstacles that I'm constantly facing. But with every obstacle I've overcome, the stronger I feel as a person and the higher appreciation I have for this country and its people, as well as a newfound appreciation for the people who are just like me, living abroad in a foreign country. Living abroad will never be easy. I don't care who you are or who you talk to, everybody living abroad has issues. But those issues will likely be far less important than everything you will gain from the experience of immersing yourself in a new culture, a new language, a new community of people. I've been fortunate enough to start my own career and be the boss of my own business, a career I didn't even know existed before I started traveling. And honestly, I owe a large sum of that success to my time here in China. I really didn't know what to expect when coming here, but I surely didn't see myself being a successful YouTuber, or rather a travel journalist. It was a dream that I carried but never actually thought was possible. I mean, how can you when there's so much competition and so many people with the same dream? But that doesn't mean you don't have a chance. I've spent 1 year living here in Shenzhen in the southern part of China, but about 6 months of that has actually been spent traveling to other places. The first being Beijing, where after only my first few months in the city, I couldn't believe how poorly foreign media had portrayed it. Honestly, I had been warned against traveling to Beijing for its false rumors, and when I finally visited, was shocked how wrong they really were. In fact, Beijing has become one of my favorite cities because of its richness and culture. There's so much to see and do in Beijing to really get a grasp of Chinese traditions and foods. The Great Wall, of course, was unbelievable, and it was just an overall great experience. Then there was Nanjing, my first solo trip in China. Yeah, I was a bit nervous to be traveling alone in a country with such a tough language barrier, but I was again shocked to find how easy and safe it was. I even ventured outside the city to find the most beautiful hot springs, and in the end, was never truly alone. After Nanjing, I found myself in Shanghai, meeting up with fellow YouTubers and getting a taste for the Chinese nightlife, which was definitely an experience I will never forget. Randomly learning to paint Chinese characters at a calligraphy school I accidentally stumbled upon was a highlight even more memorable. From there, I went to Guilin, Yangshuo, and Qingdaohu, some of the most beautiful places I've ever visited. The breathtaking surroundings and the break from the intense city life was just so peaceful and so relaxing. Definitely not what comes to mind when people tend to first think of China. I even made it to the top of the country, so far north, I was bordering North Korea when I visited Shenyang. Not the most popular tourist destination, but a place where I found incredible water caves and of course, made some new friends. Living so close to Hong Kong has been a huge advantage for me as it's given me a very easy and affordable way of travel, even for flying home to the US. I flew back for a few weeks and it only cost me $371 round trip to go to LA and back. But of course, I didn't want to just visit the airport, and I've loved having Hong Kong as an escape from the mainland to such a drastically different place and culture. I think most people visit Hong Kong for the city life and the crazy skyline, but I find the hiking and the beaches to be the best part. Hong Kong is incredibly green, and though most people think of it as this unending metropolis, there really exists a break from the city to so much access to beautiful nature for some camping, swimming, and treks. But aside from my trips outside of Shenzhen, my experiences within the city I live has been an adventure in itself. From strolls throughout the city on my favorite longboard, to swimming in gigantic pools where they make you wear an ugly swim cap, to all the amazing street art painted throughout the city, to my time spent in lovely Chinese cafes working, everything about Shenzhen is so comfortably familiar and yet so permanently foreign and exciting to me. And then there's the food. So many dishes to try and so many unique traditions in how to eat, where to eat, what to eat. It's amazing. I've even started to adapt to Sichuan peppers, whose fumes used to send me fleeing from my kitchen. With these adventures, there of course have come lots of little problems. Losing packages because we couldn't figure out how to open the mailbox. Accidentally flooding our apartment because we broke the laundry machine. The absolute massacre of cockroaches we struggled with because of, well, I don't really know how to answer that question.
We are on a bug massacre right now. We have a serious problem with cockroaches and, well, really just cockroaches, but we have completely flipped our apartment upside down and bought bug spray and are just killing.
And then, of course, the heat. Shenzhen in the summer is brutal. So brutal that my boyfriend and I actually left and spent a month in Malaysia to escape that heat. But the heat, the cockroaches, the flood, and the loss of packages were all just little obstacles that we eventually overcame, and now we just look back at it and laugh. We need these frustrating moments to appreciate the great things and the amazing adventures we are blessed with. If we didn't have the bad moments, how would we know which ones are the good? It's easier to focus on regret and mishaps, but if you can move past them and see how you've grown as a person because of them, you will see how you are a better and stronger person. Thanks to my 1 year spent in China, I feel a lot more confident and like a much more well-rounded individual. Honestly, I feel as though I can live anywhere now, a concept that I didn't think possible before moving here. Obviously, I'm not going to stay in China forever. There are still many other countries and places left to visit, to explore, and to shed a positive light on. So I guess that just means you'll have to stay tuned to find out where's Poppy.